Welcome back to Ladies First here on the Black News Channel. Our guest today is an author whose latest book, Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go, shares her struggles and disappointments against the backdrop of her sweetest memories and proudest accomplishments. Joining us now via Skype is author and celebrity mom, Lucille O'Neal. Welcome to Ladies First on the Black News Channel.
Thank you so much, Laverne. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. We have a mutual friend, Leah Wilcox. I remember you doing a lot of charity work with her.
Yes, it's been a while, and I haven't seen you. You were in my neighborhood, but I've since moved to Atlanta. I'm in Georgia now.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. That's great. Well, glad to know that you are, doing wonderful things as you always are. Let's start by talking about your book that's out, Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go.
I stopped calling that a book maybe about 10 years ago. It is indeed my testimony, but what I share in the pages of the covers is a story about my life for 40 years. And I tell people that I'm a mother of 4 adult children. I think the world knows my oldest son. His name is Shaquille. And then I have daughter Latifah and Aisha and Jamal. Aisha has since passed away, but I'm just happy to be able to just share my testimony with the world. And then I'm also a grandmother, have 16 grandchildren now.
16, I can't believe it. My goodness. Well, you don't look old enough to have all those grandkids, or any, by the way. You're looking fabulous. But well, give us some words of wisdom. You have been you've been in the nursing profession. You've done a lot in your life. Tell us some wisdom. What's happening with COVID? What's happening with the world? You have, the experience of Shaquille being your son and having the perspective that a lot of us don't have. What are your thoughts on what's happening with the world right now?
Well, actually, Laverne, it was my mother who we celebrate today. We celebrate her life and legacy. She was the one in the nursing profession. However, I am concerned about what's going on today in the health industry. We don't have enough, I want to say, medicine going around. We don't have enough healthcare workers. So it seems to be a crisis right now. But I believe that help is on the way with the vaccines that are being developed in order to get better treatment to those that are suffering right now. But the nurses have a special place in my heart because my mother was indeed a nurse. And my family has been raising money for nursing scholarship for the past, I want to say, 20 years. So we're all about helping the nurses get the education that they need and being able to join that medical profession, which is very, very important. COVID is really, I just want to say, a mess right now. But I still believe, I stand on my faith that things are going to get better. And what we need to do is just band together and help those, the first responders, keep on praying and just do what we can do because of the blessings that we have. It is our job to be able to bless somebody else. And the title from my testimony, Walk Like You Have Somewhere to Go, reminds us that we all have a purpose and we need to continue to walk in that purpose and do what we can do to just help each other. I'm excited still about it.
I'm so glad to hear that because we really need these words. Let's face it, the Black community in particular right now, African Americans, they're struggling. We've got, a difficult economy, COVID, like I said. You've had difficult times, but you have overcome. So what is your word to the Black community on how you can overcome despite certain odds looking like they're against you?
Everyone has a story. And if you're in a position to help someone else, that should be a no brainer for you. We have our different titles, we have different resources, but I tell you that it can be taken away from you in a day. Where some people are, where they're standing in the food stamp line and at the welfare offices. I've been there. My family has been there, so I know what it feels like to be in that situation. So I don't want to see other people hurting. And those of us that have a little extra, what's wrong with sharing? Be able to share with someone else what you have. And it just makes for a better day when you reach out and give someone a helping hand. The tables could be turned, but I still stand on the fact that if you've been blessed, it is your obligation to just bless somebody else. And sometimes it doesn't have to be money. It's just help. Give a helping hand and do what you need to do to just be able to get somebody out of a bad situation.
Well, that is excellent advice. So do you have any events or any book signings, anything? What have you got going on right now?
Well, right now we're all in limbo status. I'm in limbo status. We usually have an event every year called the Faith and Fellowship Luncheon where we come together. Our musical guest for the past 10 years has been Miss Dottie Peoples. We have gospel music. We have wonderful food, but we do that this year, but we are planning to come back with the Faith and Fellowship Luncheon in Orlando, May 2021. And then we're making arrangements to have a golf tournament also in April. And out of these fundraising events, we're raising money for nursing scholarships. We're able to do something to help others have a quality of life, a better quality of life, because we are supporting the Odessa Chambliss Quality of Life Fund. Odessa Chambers is our mother, who we honor and celebrate today. And the nursing profession is our primary reason for coming together so that we can support the students. But after that, we're doing everything we can to help someone have a better life.
Well, we appreciate you allowing us to share and honor her day, Odessa, Miss Odessa's Day, and we honor you as well, Miss Lucille. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so glad to know that all is well with you. Good speaking with you again.
You too, Laverne. Thank you so much for just taking a little time to be able to talk with me. I have a whole lot more to say. So time is precious. So thank you so much. Enjoy your holiday and God bless you. And I hope to see you real soon.
Absolutely. Same to you, and we'll have you back on for sure.
Thank you.
Well, still to come, the United Kingdom is set to face new travel restrictions. Find out when the new ban is expected to take effect when Ladies First returns. Stay with us. In international news, as wealthy countries snap up the first supplies of COVID-19 vaccines, the coordinator for immunizations for the World Health Organization sees the vaccine hopes for poor nations at risk.
This is the sad reality that we are facing, but we hope that now our country, both like the Canada, European Union that have ordered more doses than necessary, could made available that those supplies through the COVAX facility so that country, the low-income countries, can get access at the same time.
Travelers from the UK will be subject to the same restrictions as all non-EU countries starting on January 1st, and that means that all but essential travel would be allowed, a European Commission official told CNN. The rules will apply even if the UK and the EU strike a trade deal. EU member states decided that only citizens from countries considered as safe are allowed to travel. And Delta is changing its policies to allow more flexible travel plans. The airline announced it is extending its no-change fees for all tickets through March 30th. For travel originating from North America, the change fee has been permanently eliminated. And to ensure safety, middle seats will continue to be blocked through March 30th. So lots of changes happening there. If you're flying, of course, they still recommend that you do not travel outside the U.S. despite the fact that the holidays are coming. We're still experiencing, of course, COVID cases from the Thanksgiving period. And for Christmas, they're once again saying that they do not recommend travel. And still many borders are closed. We're still closed to Canada. Only essential travel, and that's very, very limited. So if you are flying, you have to check the airline and check and see if the countries are in fact allowing their borders open to you as a U.S. citizen.
Well, you know, the thing that I like, though, is that they're not going to exert those tremendous, you know, extra charge change fees. And then from what I understand, that most airlines are, you know, again, they want you to be flexible, and they understand, you know, what risk, you know, so many people take when they're going from community to community. So, you know, this is interesting. But you know what I want to pivot back to, Laverne? I just love that interview with Lucille O'Neal. She was quite, you know, she was quite a person. She really had quite a message. And you know, when I listen to interviews like that, I think, you know what, this is what Ladies First is all about. And she's certainly a first lady, certainly in our community. And, you know, as you were talking about the international travel, I think, you know, certainly her relationship with her son is an international story. And I think that, you know, for, you know, here on Ladies First, that was just a special one. You know me, I'm always looking for a story that we're going to put in our smile file. And for me, that was a pretty terrific one today. And so how, you know, my question is, how did you know her?
Well, I don't know if you heard in the interview, she used to live down the street from me. She said it, that she moved. So
did y'all
I knew
hang
her
out?
Years ago, because she used to live down the street from me. She was my neighbor. So,
I mean, did you hang out? Did you ever go walking?
Her then, but she used to walk around the neighborhood. I used to see her, yeah. I mean, she's just so down to earth. And, you know, it's funny because I didn't talk much about Shaquille O'Neal, her son, because, you know, she stands on her own and she has other kids and grandkids, but she's got a great story. You know, she did a lot of charity work for mothers of the NBA players, and so I used to do, you know, go to those events and so forth. I haven't seen her in years, so I was a little surprised she remembered me, but I shouldn't be surprised because she's so very warm and genuine. But yeah, she's got a great story, very inspirational. She's got her own, you know, her own stories outside of the fact that she's Shaq's mom as well. So we'll certainly keep up with her and see what she's up to once, you know, COVID hopefully, you know, calms down and we can spend time with people and go to their events.
Absolutely. We got to have her back.
For sure. Well, still to come, stick to the plan as lawmakers continue to negotiate a deal on a coronavirus relief package. Find out where they currently stand on the proposal coming up next. Republican and Democratic lawmakers are trying to come to a deal on a coronavirus relief package.
But as of now, the proposal doesn't include stimulus payments like the ones sent to millions of Americans earlier this year. John Lork is going to tell us more about this.
There's still a stalemate on a stimulus package, and the clock is ticking.
People's eyes are fixed on Congress. They need the House and the Senate to stop chasing our tails and make a law.
A bipartisan group of lawmakers has proposed a deal that includes giving the unemployed $300 more a week for 16 weeks, $300 billion in aid for small businesses, and a continued pause on federal student loan payments through the end of April. The plan doesn't include stimulus checks.
We need a large, bold program to stimulate the economy, help people out of the conditions they're in, but keep the economy going for a long period of time.
Congress is trying to get a bill passed soon because aid programs that were approved in March, including jobless assistance measures and eviction protections, expire before the end of the year.
We're not going home until we do get one.